everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to our first District 6330 membership exchange. I'm so excited to see everybody that has been able to join us, and we're still self-distancing in our home here in Port Franks, Ontario. But I'm super excited to have our Rotary International President Holger Knaack joining us all the way from Germany. Holger will be introduced a little later formally, but super excited to have him. And we've got a great presentation. But you know what? It's just a great time to be a Rotarian. We've got so many Rotary clubs in our district that have met the challenge of what COVID-19 has given us the last few months. And we have changed right when we needed to. But we've got a Rotaract club up in Markdale, the Highlanders, who have done an incredible job. When COVID-19 hit, they knew their community needed them. And I'm so excited today to welcome Rueben and Patrick to tell us a little bit about what they did up in Markdale to help support their Chapman Hospice. Rueben and Patrick?
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction, Dave. Yeah, so I mean, the club initiative that we took on in Markdale was actually put forward by one of our Rotaract members. And I think what we found overall, like with COVID coming into place, we found that for the most part, it really gave us a cause again, and it put a lot of momentum behind our club. And I think that was pretty huge. Rueben, do you want to talk about the event?
Yeah, absolutely. So as with all of the rest of us in our Rotary and Rotaract clubs, we had all of our fundraising efforts for 2020 kind of washed off of our board. And we knew that there was probably other organizations that were feeling the same impact as we were. And like Pat said, we had a member come forward with this idea of a fundraising effort for the hospice, Chapman House Hospice, which is up in Owen Sound, who had lost their largest fundraising efforts. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that were wiped off of their books for 2020. So we came up with this idea of a themed competition between some Rotaractors. And if you haven't seen it, it's still an active page on Facebook called A Song for Hospice, and it's attached to our Facebook page. We organized the competition in a way that we had some fun punishment for the people who were competing. So the loser who raised the least amount of money from the community had to do a music video. And Patrick's with us today. He did an awesome music video. But we were hoping to it morphed into something bigger than we had anticipated at the start. So we originally were hoping for, an engaging, morale boosting kind of initiative for our community. And it turned into a 19-day for COVID-19 entertainment reel that had regular followers. We originally set a goal for fundraising at about $10,000. And we reached that in the first week, just about. And the whole idea was the 7 members that competed against each other posted these videos, and the community liked the videos. And if there was community members who wanted to support a certain individual because of the quality of their video or talent or humor or whatever it was, they would then e-transfer funds through to our account. And we realized after we hit the 10,000 that we'd kind of created something really awesome. And we ended up reaching just over $23,000 in the 19-day period, with the average donation of about $100 per donation. So the community really got behind us. It was very inspiring. And I think that, the community is still talking about it. So it was really exciting.
Yeah, I know, like when I was walking down the street after all of it was done, I would often get comments along the lines of like, oh no, what are we going to watch now? Like, why did you guys have to finish it?
Yeah.
But 23,000 is a really big accomplishment for our community. Our community typically isn't overly that affluent, and just to have that much engagement from the community itself and that much support was fantastic. And I really have to emphasize like the morale boost that it gave each of our membership that participated, and even the membership that didn't participate. I think immediately they were wishing that they had have jumped in on it, because it did end up being such a fun event. But yeah, I'm like an ultra competitive person for the most part, and I decided that perhaps being ultra competitive for this particular competition might not have been the best tactic. So instead, I thought it would be kind of fun to take a bit of a back rein and watch everybody do what they could do. And it was pretty fantastic to see every single member come out in their own element, and every single member raised at least what it was like 2,500. Rueben?
I think that was the lowest amount, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and that would have been me. So then I got to make a music video by MC Hammer. So we turned it into a parody, and it's still on our Facebook page. So if you guys do want to watch it, please feel free to go and check it out. But yeah, overall, I would say that it was a really successful event.
We did learn a few things. I'm assuming you're going to cut us off when we've hit our time, because I haven't been watching. But we did learn a few things moving forward that I think might be helpful for other clubs if they're looking at starting it. Moving to the online platforms was something that was kind of second nature to a lot of our members. And I think it was because of everyone being locked in their homes at the time that we did this, getting the engagement from the community online, and from a club perspective and a fundraising effort, it was the most amount of money that we raised for the least amount of money spent. So I think an online platform, if it's executed well, allows Rotary and Rotaract to stay engaged in the community and maintain a low cost of operating to maximize the total give back to the community, which I think we realized, and that was that was awesome for us.
Mm-hmm. I guess we still probably have a minute. So just briefly, Rueben is now just the past president of our Rotaract Highlanders. I'm the founder of the group. And we've been active for a few years now, but we now have our fourth president lined up. So that's pretty exciting for us. In particular, most Rotaract clubs tend to be university based, and ours is a rural based club. And perfect. I think that is about it for the time.
All right. Well, thank you, Rueben and Patrick, for your presentation. So cool to hear about all the great stuff the Rotaract Highlanders are doing. And I have to tell you, I personally really enjoyed watching those videos. Patrick, I didn't realize the last one was because you lost. I thought it was a great deal of fun. And if you haven't been to the Rotaract Highlanders Facebook page, go have a look, because these guys really stepped up in the middle of a pandemic and did something amazing in their communities. So proud of you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I'm going to move right along with the next introduction. So whether she is connecting people in the world, or if you know Tanya, traveling the world, past District Governor Tanya's passion for Rotary, it never stops. I've been with her many times, and everywhere she goes, she talks about Rotary. Her commitment to grow and share Rotary with others has led her to looking for club innovation in District 6330. And 2 years ago, she chartered our District 6330 Passport Club, and she served as the charter president. In June, the Rotary Club of the Global Passport was chartered, creating a worldwide network of committed Rotarians. My friend Tanya is the charter president again. Today, she is going to talk to us about growing Rotary with innovative ideas. Past District Governor Tanya Wolff.
Thank you very much, Past District Governor Diane. District 6330 hasn't been a stranger to innovation and flexibility. In fact, our innovation began back in 2009 with the creation of our first alternate club, the Rotary Club of Sarnia-Lambton After Hours. This club was designed to be attractive to members who wanted to physically get out there and be people of action in their community. The idea of an after-hours club was not all that popular, but sometimes you have to proceed with something that you know is right. The club was mostly made up of members who could not get away from work when the other clubs in town met. The costs were also prohibitive to some. Many were past exchange students, and some past Rotarians even returned to Rotary because of the style of this club. These members were passionate about giving back to their community in a different way. So we made a club to fit them. When District Governor Kelly made his official visit, it went down in history as the club being the first in the district where the governor did his official visit wearing jeans. 2009, District 6330, ahead of our time. A bit later, a dedicated group of Rotarians started planning the Rotary Club of St. Thomas Railway City, the district's second after-hours club dedicated to hands-on service. Then there became stirrings of something called an e-club. We began marketing and recruiting in 2012, and with 13 interested members from our district, we blended with 13 others from District 5370 to create the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. The charter party was held on Rotary's birthday, February 2013, online with attendees from all over North America and beyond. A few years later, new club flexibilities were available to us. A club can now define its own internal way of life within the framework set by the constitutional documents. Cue an opportunity for change. Early July 2018 was when a few of us put together the groundwork for the Rotary Club of District 6330 Passport. A very professional website, and the club's Facebook page was live and active within a week's time. We target recruited past Rotarians and attracted a few brand new ones, and even a few Rotarians that were at risk of leaving Rotary. The members of 6330 Passport live or work in and around the geographic area of our district. We marketed it as a club to fit your life. Rotary 6330 Passport chartered 5 months after its inception and finished the year as the only club in the district receiving the platinum level Rotary citation. In addition to the monthly Zoom meetings, 6330 Passport members are encouraged to work on projects with Rotary clubs in their own communities where they live, as well as working on projects together. The club is now going into its second full Rotary year and is continually designing itself to fit its members. Well, now District 6330 is on a roll. We are going to continue to try new club models in order to grow Rotary. How about a passport club with a niche? One that focuses on international service and friendships. A club that is mostly made up all of members from around the world. The Rotary Club of Global Passport chartered on June 18, 2020. Our 27 members make up 12 different nationalities, live in 7 different countries, and dial in from 7 different time zones. We have 9 Rotary alumni, 7 who are first-time Rotarians. We have a Rotaract MDIO General Secretary, a Rotary Foundation cadre member, a Rotary Foundation employee, a few past club presidents, past assistant governors, and a past district governor. Our members are involved in projects in 5 different countries, and we have already received approval for our very first global grant. By offering new flexibilities, we attract driven individuals passionate about international service who are already making the world a better place. Do you have an idea for a new Rotary Club? Don't be shy. Find a way to open more opportunities in District 6330.
Thank you, Tanya. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Chafee from the Rotary Club of Flint, your district governor nominee and membership co-chair for District 6330. I cannot think of a better way to start a Rotary year than welcoming a new club to our district. It was my honor to attend the charter presentation ceremony last Saturday for our new Global Passport Club. Thank you, Club President and past District Governor Tanya, for your vision and leadership in developing the last 2 new Rotary clubs in our district, breaking the traditional club model and putting innovation to work in creating a new club experience that meets the needs of busy professionals in today's world. As we continue to grow the Rotary movement, we must constantly be on the lookout for new ways of attracting potential Rotarians with a club that meets their needs and wants. Our new passport clubs do just that. It's my pleasure to introduce District Governor-elect Aaron Schenke from the Greater Flint Sunrise Club to introduce our special guest today.
Thank you, Mike. Well, it is my sincere privilege to introduce our Rotary International President. Holger Knaack holds a degree in Business Administration from the University of Applied Sciences. Since 1995, Holger has been CEO of the real estate company Knaack KG. Previously, he was a partner and general manager of Knaack Bakery Enterprises, a 125-year-old family business. Holger is chairman and founder of the Carl Adam Foundation. For 6 years, he also served as chairman of Rotary Youth Exchange Germany. A Rotarian since 1991, Holger is a member of the Rotary Club of, and I'm going to apologize, Herzogtum Lauenburg-Mollin. He was RI Director and RI Treasurer, as well as a member of the Executive Committee of the Board. In addition, Holger has served as Council on Legislation Representative, Zone Coordinator, GETS Trainer, and RI Training Leader. He has been a member and chair of numerous RI committees. He was moderator of the 2019 Rotary International Assembly, endowment and major gift advisor, and co-chair of the 2019 Hamburg Convention. Holger is a major donor to the Rotary Foundation, a member of the Paul Harris Society and the Bequest Society. He has been married to Suzanne for 43 years. The couple has hosted more than 40 Rotary Youth Exchange students. And in his leisure time, Holger enjoys sailing and playing golf. Please join me in welcoming our RI President, Holger Knaack.
Thank you very much, Erin, for your kind introduction. And by the way, the name of my club is in German. It's Herzogtum Lauenburg. That means in English simply Duchy Lauenburg.
Thank you for pronouncing it for me.
So Duchy Lauenburg is, I think, more easy to pronounce for you. Thank you for inviting me here. I think I like this format, this meeting here, including so many people. And yes, thank you. That's something what I also can tell other areas. So that's one of my duties is also not just inspiring people. And by the way, mostly I'm inspired by Rotarians when I'm joining meetings like this here, but also to share information and to share best practice. And this is indeed something like best practice what you are doing right now here in this meeting. Thank you very much for that. I'm always learning, and I try always to learn, and that's happened today. Yes, I'm at home. Like most of you, I'm at home here in Ratzeburg, in my small little city in northern Germany. And all of you know that's the the most safest and best place right now where you can be. I was leaving Chicago already at the 18th of March after we canceled all the travels to all the remaining pets in North America. And when we then came back to Evanston, all our staff members already worked remotely, so nobody was there. And then Suzanne and I tried to get an earlier flight home, what was possible. And so that was a strange feeling, being in our office and being the only one on the 18th floor for a couple of days. Yes, and now we are here in Northern Germany. And yes, we are definitely here on the lucky side of everything. Anyway, but especially with this COVID-19 right now, here in my state of Germany, what is the northest state with the border to Denmark, we have two new cases of COVID-19, and that's all. And so we are really going slowly back to normal. My own Rotary Club is already meeting in person, but we are having once a month virtual meeting. And that's what I'm asking all clubs to do. And I'm learning also today something new. That's what I'm asking our clubs. Let's not go back to normal, even if it's possible. Let's keep all these things we are learning here. So normally would never ever able to join a meeting like this here if we went to virtual meetings. So this allows us to invite people from everywhere, make Rotary Club meetings much more interesting for people. We are learning a lot of new things. And so my question is always, please let us keep all these things we are learning right now. And I'm learning that you are keeping these things and encouraging clubs to keep also virtual meetings, and all these things are good. And yes, bringing more for me and for my fellow club members, what we learned right now, much more interesting club meetings, more, yes, we have a much better attendance than normal. I think this is unbelievable. So normally we have about 60 to 70% attendance, and now up to 80. And we are able to include our really old, sometimes ill fellow club members. So they are able to join, and even with a smartphone, that's easy to join because it's possible. So let's keep that, and thank you what you are doing. And again, I'm here at home, so probably I'm the first Rotary International president staying nearly all the time at home, not traveling, but there is an opportunity in this. So this is, I'm meeting, I think, many more Rotarians than normal, because I stay here at home. I have the opportunity to meet sometimes more than 1,000 Rotarians every day. And this is unbelievable. This is an opportunity, I think, yes, probably I'm the one, again, meeting the most Rotarians ever as an RI president, even without traveling. But let's see how it works. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows what happens the next day. But I can tell you I will travel this week. I will go by car to Zurich to visit our international office. That's the largest international office with nearly 60 staff members. And so we will discuss some things going on here in Europe, and how to improve the administration for Africa. So this makes sense. And then there's also a meeting of our governors-elect in southern Germany. That's a very, very well-planned in-person meeting in a large hotel where there are just 20 governors-elect and just a few officers. And I'm very excited how it works. I was asking them, are really sure meeting in person? Said yes, everything is planned and nobody is enforced and it's not mandatory, but nearly all of them are going to meet there in a large room, probably outside. That's the most safest thing, and I'm very excited about that. Yes, so, right now people very often ask me, what is your dream? What do you dream when you think about your year in Rotary? And first of all, I'm saying, you know what? That's not my year. That's our year. I'm nothing. I'm just for 1 year president, like a governor or like a club president. And after this year, we are all stepping back to our Rotary clubs, and that's the important thing. Rotary is the most important thing, and doing things together, what we all love. And so my wish is really, after this year, to see, of course, Rotary grow, to see Rotary grow through more women. That's what I'm really looking for, especially in my country. We are doing a really bad job in my country, but we are becoming better and better and better. And of course, more young professionals, Rotaractors. So that's really my dream. So growing Rotary through diversity. That's what I would really love to see after this year, because that will definitely make Rotary much stronger. And I'm always have to tell friends, also my country, so diversity, that's at least nothing on our wish list. That's one of our core values. That's critical important for the whole organization. And if I'm going back, what happens or what started in the United States just a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, where they recognized again about their social injustice in this country, and starting in the United States, and however you call that, you can call that social injustice or Black Lives Matters, whatever. It's about racism. It's about inequity, and that's nothing. We really should work on all of us to find here a new way for Rotarians to be open-minded, to raise our voice if something is obviously wrong. And discrimination is everywhere. It's in North America, it's in Africa, it's in Europe, it's also in Asia. But this looks everywhere totally different. While it's in the United States more a black and white matter, it's in other countries totally different. It's in my country right now, starting, it's new, we didn't know that, but with our refugees, we have more than 1.5 million in the last 5 years. And so even here, we see some call it racism or whatever, but things are definitely not wrong. And for Rotary clubs, we really should raise our voice here. I think at least we can really be proud that we came up with our equity, with our diversity, equity, and inclusion statement already nearly 2 years ago. Not just right now, because everybody's aware of that right now. No, Rotarians are earlier than all others. Yes, nearly 2 years ago we started this. And right now is the time for also taking action to promote this. And we are going to do this next week. There will be a special board meeting just on this issue to take action and to, I think also to train clubs all over the world about their responsibility in this case. But again, diversity is just one part of our core values. All the others are as important, like service, of course. We heard today a lot of service ideas. Of course, is service one of our major core values. In Germany, integrity is really on the top. So if people want to become member of a Rotary club, they really check about their integrity. And this is, again, as important as all the other things. So I think integrity, diversity, service, of course, leadership, it's absolutely important for us to think about that and to make that as really the basis of everything we do. And this is our 4-way test. So these are all things I really love, and every Rotarian in the world should really take care of our core values and make sure that we are, yes, living after this. What I'm always seeing, if I hear the 4-way test, is normally people are pointing to others and letting them know they don't follow the 4-way test. But to be honest, that's wrong. The 4-way test, that's about self-reflection. We shouldn't look to others, we just ask ourselves, is it the truth? And there is one addition in Germany, what I really like, because sometimes you don't know today, is it the truth? And even some politicians in the world don't even know what is the truth or not. And we have some add-on in Germany, and I really like. And this is it the truth? And then you can ask yourself, am I honest? And I think it's absolutely about honesty if we are testing ourselves. And that's for what the 4-way test is really created by Taylor. So that's about, so I really believe in our core values, and everything is really included in our core values. So this is really something we can take as the basis for our life, for our, yes, more meaningful and more richer life. So that's why I love to be a Rotarian, and I'm pretty much sure all of you right now, we are nearly 200 here in this meeting. So all of us are loving Rotary, and that's why we are here, and that's really opens opportunities for you, for me. That's the amazing thing being a Rotarian. And that's why I at least choose this theme. And believe me, when I stepped in 9 months later, and just 10 days after I was nominated last year, I flew to Evanston. And the first thing they asked me there, what is your theme? I think, hang on, give me some time to find the theme. And someone told me, you have to be very careful about your theme. It's like a tattoo. You will have it your whole life with you. And then I met right after the convention in Hamburg, I met an old friend in Austria, and he talked about chances. And then driving home with Suzanne, so we talked about that, and then yes, we came to opportunities, because that's I think more than chances. And so we choose this theme, Rotary opens opportunities, because it works so to different sides. It works, of course, for the people we serve. We are indeed opening opportunities if we are providing fresh water, if we are providing a wheelchair or glasses. So we are really opening opportunities for others. And we're also opening opportunities for us, being a Rotarian. Of course, the opportunity for service, but also the opportunity for being part of a great network. And especially if we are thinking about difficult times like today with the pandemic, where many Rotarians also are losing their jobs or are in serious problems with their companies. So this is also the time to help each other. So to see the value being part of a group of friends. And it's normal that friends are helping each other. Nothing speaks against that. And that's one of the reasons why Rotary was founded 116 years ago. And there's nothing against that, helping each other as Rotarians. Always under the umbrella of our 4-way test, of course. So, and that's why I'm encouraging people, look for the people we can serve in our communities, but please also take care of your fellow club members. And look, if there are some people are in trouble, anyway, if they are ill, we are of course taking care of them, but also if they are probably in trouble with their business or losing their jobs. So that's what I'm really asking you in times like that here. So, and Rotary opens opportunities for us with our programs. So, I'm a strong proponent of our youth programs. So my Rotary life really started with youth exchange, and that was definitely for me the transition from being just a club member in my Rotary club, Herzogtum Lauenburg-Wellen, to becoming a Rotarian, and that's what I'm still love. And this is unique. And we are, as Rotarians, and running our youth exchange program, we are one of the big players in this world. On one level with American Field Service or Youth for Understanding or Fulbright. So we can really be proud of our programs and what we are doing here in Rotary. So I'm always saying, one of my sayings is, Rotary is not just a club that you join. Rotary is an invitation to endless opportunities. So I'm right now talking about 18 minutes. It's time to close. You know all my messages. I don't have to repeat it here. I'll just see it in a group like this here as yes, linearly as a private talk to talk with you. But I think about Rotary, and I heard about what you are thinking about Rotary. I love Rotary. I love our vision statement. This is also something what makes us unique. So for me, Rotary is a unique organization. And as I said, all of us love Rotary. And that's one of my sayings is, Rotary is such a wonderful organization that we all love. And it's so unique. And it's really our mission, your mission, definitely my mission next year, Rotary to advance and to protect for the generations to come. Rotary opens opportunities for the people we serve and for ourselves. Whatever we do, we are opening opportunities for someone, somewhere. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Just need to find Valarie. Thank you, Holger. I just want to, while we get connected here, again, thank you for your presentation today. We enjoyed, Susan and myself enjoyed meeting you guys in San Diego, and you and I have something in common. We married the right name of our spouses, right? Suzanne and Suzanne. So great opportunity for connecting with you.
And I like your tie.
Yeah, it's kind of spiffy. I was going to not wear it, but that'll end up at the end of the meeting. I'll be down to where I should be.
So Holger, thank you so much for your words with us today. You know, I really think that your passion and your life was really highlighted well in the Rotarian magazine from July. A lot of the words I hear that describe yourself are, you know, humble and real. You spoke to us often about the family of Rotary, and nobody really understood how relevant your theme would be, but also how the family of Rotary is more important than ever, as you've just highlighted, to take care of everyone during this time. There are unforeseen and unknown things that our members are going through, and this is really a time for us to reach out and be compassionate to them. So thank you so much for being with us and sharing more about your theme and more about your passions. It was really great to hear from you today. I understand there's going to be a presentation now, District Governor David.
If Holger's got that, yep. Have you in that? Maybe we can just go on to the next part. Your part.
Sure. Okay, great. So. If nothing, we are very flexible. Thank you so much for the invitation to be with you today. I always, when invited, take advantage to be with a neighboring district right next door to my current district. And District Governor David asked me to share with you today a personal experience that changed my life. So those of you who have lived the life of a Rotarian or a Rotaractor, we understand the power of Rotary. But how many times do we hear the question, what is Rotary? And when we hear that question, we're being asked not just to explain our organization, but we're being asked to explain something that's integral to our lives. Because the way we view Rotary, our experience in this organization is central to our personal narrative. Because you can't separate Rotary and Rotarians. So when I've been asked this question recently, I've asked myself in turn, How can I frame my story in a compelling way that explains why this organization is so important to me and how it has changed my life? Because I've changed my personal narrative because of Rotary, and here's my story. So last August, my husband Mark and I traveled to Kosovo on a Gift of Life mission, an organization that provides life-saving heart surgeries to children. And the first few days were spent screening the children to determine which children would have surgery, because we were only there for a week. And to me, one family in particular embodied the value of this mission. And this family arrived in the screening room with two twin boys that were 18 months old. One was sick, his name was Amar, and one was healthy. And the parents were in their mid-30s, and mom was very pregnant and due in the next month. And as I watched, I felt I was looking at this in her place through her eyes. Will my child be chosen for surgery? Will Amar be able to run and play with his twin and the new baby? How will we manage if Amar isn't chosen for surgery? Now, I didn't speak Albanian, but I didn't need to. The concern was etched on their faces. Now, thankfully, Amar was chosen for surgery, and mom and dad were so relieved. And on the day of surgery, the surgical team asked Mark and I to observe in the operating room for Amar's surgery. Incredible. I'm a past restaurant owner, and I'm in a surgical, unit looking at this. And I was nervous, and I really felt like, maybe I shouldn't do this. And I realized what an opportunity this was. And as we stood in the back of that room, the operating theater, trying to stay out of the way, we were absolutely fascinated by the dance of the operating theater, the teamwork and the constant communication during each step of open heart surgery. And at one point, so we're standing at the bottom of the bed, the anesthetist, who's obviously at the top of the bed, says, "Valarie, come and look at this from my point of view." Wow. And I found myself looking into Amar's tiny chest to see his heart beating as the doctors patched the hole in his heart. This was an incredibly profound moment of my life and an opportunity of absolute epic proportions. But what went through my mind at that moment was Amar's mother as I looked at her son through her eyes. Her child would be healthy. Her child would run and play with his brother and the new baby in a short period of time. Now, under the outstanding care of the ICU nurses and Amar's father, who never left his side, Amar was ready to leave the hospital 3 days later. Absolutely incredible. And much of my interaction with the family at this point had been from afar and by observation. But as Amar and his father were given the good news that they could go home, I approached the bed. I wanted to say goodbye. I needed closure after such a personal experience. So through an interpreter, I expressed how happy I was to see Amar healthy. And now, as parents, they could welcome their new baby into their lives in the next month, knowing that their children would run and play together. Of course, and every time I tell this story, it didn't occur without tears and hugs on both sides. And again, it didn't matter that we didn't speak the same language because we were both parents and our children were healthy. This experience changed me, and it changed how I look at things and changed what I think we together can accomplish. Because this is the power of Rotary, and we must be willing to embrace change to leverage that power. Today the world has experienced a rate of change unseen in history, and not just because of COVID, but in the world of business, and we're seeing this now, we constantly need to change, adapt or evolve, or we become obsolete. It's a very simple business concept. If our products and services aren't attractive, we no longer remain relevant to our customer base. The power of Rotary is the power to elicit change. The power of Rotary is the catalyst to take us to the next level. The power of Rotary is the very reason why change is expected. And change takes courage, and we're seeing that now. There is great resistance to change because it's always a subconscious desire to stick with the status quo because it feels comfortable. And we heard from past District Governor Tanya how We need to stick with what we think is right when we're changing things in our districts and in the Rotary world. You know, it would have been much easier for me to just write a check for that hospital in Kosovo and feel good. That surgery would have happened either way. But seeing it with my own eyes shifted the story for me and made it clear for the first time in my life why Rotary's work is so essential. We change lives, and we must have the courage to change so that more lives can be changed and the impact of our service continues to grow. We need to be willing to think differently about how we're doing Rotary, and we need to be willing to look at the Rotary experience through the eyes of our current and our future members to ensure that we're delivering what it is that they value. We need to change the narrative because what we do every day as Rotarians is not normal. It's incredibly transformational. Each and every day, with every life we save, with every mind that we educate, with every attempt at peace, we are transforming lives. You know, Paul Harris famously once said, "It's a changing world and we must be prepared to change with it." Quite visionary for 115 years ago, not knowing what we're going through today. And you know, the question isn't whether you as a change maker will encounter resistance, but rather how much and what strategies you will use to manage it. Everyone on this meeting and everyone in the Rotary world are the ones to lead this change, to change the narrative and to open up opportunities. So I wish everyone at this beginning of this new Rotary year, you know, great luck in all the roles that we're playing, and know that change happens at the club level. This is where innovation happens, and this is where we can all make a difference. So thank you very much again for the invitation and allowing me to share my very personal story.
It is my great pleasure to thank my classmate from 2013-14, Valarie Wafer. I'll tell you, you are first class, and the story you told us about Kosovo is so inspiring. I felt that I was in that room with you watching as they did the surgery on young Omar. And I think that if every Rotarian can have that kind of experience, it will just allow us to be more powerful than we already are. And we have to instill in every Rotarian the power of Rotary. We just need to get the word out. Yes, we are transformational people. We need to move with the change that we have to see. And I thank you very, very much for your words. And we are so proud that you are our RI director. Thank you, Valarie.
Thank you, Don.
I'd like to introduce now to everyone Jim Swan, who will be asking questions that have been raised during the presentations through our chat and so on. So I turn it over to you, Jim Swan.
Well, thank you very much, Don. And those who have been watching along may want to ask some questions. We don't have a lot of questions at this point, but we have had quite a number of comments. And to RI President Holger, I don't know if you've been able to see those comments, but a number of them have thanked you for the motto of opening opportunities, and hope that the future holds many of those opportunities. Having read your comments in the Rotary magazine about the future and your vision of the future, perhaps you could just talk a little bit more about the opportunities and what you see in attracting Rotaractors as part of our future. You did address that somewhat in your talk, but in making Rotaractors equal to Rotarians, just give us your impression of the impact you think that might have on what Valarie calls doing Rotary.
Thank you, Jim, for that short. I can talk about an hour about that right now, about my experiences with Rotaractors. And indeed, it starts with my experiences with Rotaractors, because they were running my major events in Germany, and they are also running my institute in Germany 4 years or 5 years ago. And that was a 7-zone institute with in 5 different languages, the simultaneous interpretation nearly all over Europe. And this was definitely run by Rotaractors. And also Rotaractors run all the breakout sessions, and yes, also facilitated all of them. So this was well, because I rely on Rotaractors, and I can tell you what, they put a lot of pressure on me in here because they are much faster than I am in decision taking. And since that time, because I had the opportunity, I love this word, I had the opportunity to lead the Young Leaders Committee in Rotary International for 4 years. And Rotaractors were, of course, part of this committee. And so the idea was born among this committee and the membership committee to make Rotaractors as full members of Rotary International, and not just as a program participant like a one weekend Librarian. So I think that makes really the difference today. And for me, Rotaractors are like us. They're just a little bit younger than we are, but they are doing the same service. They are based on the same core values. So I really would love to ask all of you, please, let's welcome Rotaractors in our family, and let's keep them in our organization. Let's make them Rotarians as soon as possible, because these are no kids. These are young professionals. Some of them are really successful entrepreneurs. And this group of people really fits to Rotary like no other group of people. Thank you.
Holger, we have one other question that may be pertinent to you. Someone has asked, how do we access the Dutch tulips for fundraising in the spring of 2021?
Yes, that's yeah. Let's see. Let's be excited. That's the only thing I can tell.
Okay, I would just like to pass on some comments that we have had that shows that this is an international meeting here now, not just a district meeting, and I think we can probably attribute that to the fact that you have been our guest speaker. We have someone from Israel who is on board right now, Alan Bennett, who brought us greetings, and we also have somebody from the Philippines who is with us now, and somebody from St. Mary's, Ontario, Stonetown. So it really is an international meeting. So
just because of a Zoom meeting, just because of COVID-19, this is really it puts on really onto a totally different level. Let's keep that. That's amazing.
And there is one other question that I'm not sure whether it's something you can answer or some of the others, but Rob Colley asked, is there a best practice for Rotary clubs to use to help a club member who has lost his or her job and who's having financial problems due to other reasons? Do we have a best practice for that?
I don't have that, because that's it's pretty new right now. So there are probably some advices, but I think it's just the fact that he or she is a Rotarian. I think this is something what brings her or him or her into the position getting probably easier a job. Or one of Rotary friends are able to provide a job or something even if it's just for a couple of months. Or Valarie, do you have another idea? I don't know any best practice right now, so.
Yeah, no, I was just going to add to that and say, every situation would be very different and personal. And I think the value of the Rotary relationship is already a really great first step. As Holger said, we have such a wide variety of network of people through our industry and through others that we could, certainly reach out, whether it's in our own country, or company, or someone within our community. So, the benefit of being involved in Rotary is not only the support from your family of Rotarians, but certainly the networking that we have.
Thanks, Valarie. And one other question for Holger. Having hosted so many Rotary Exchange students, what would you describe to potential new host families as the greatest reward or reason for hosting a student?
First of all, it keeps you young. It really keeps you young. It's unbelievable. If you are hosting so many young people, you have to get up very early in the morning, and that's one of the things. But at least it makes your yes, you get a more liberal perspective because they are coming from everywhere, from nearly everywhere in this world, and you're opening opportunities for them. You have to work on being host mom and host dad, and you have to pick them up where they are. I think this is something what you're learning all the time. You're learning about other cultures, and yes, it makes you definitely more open-minded to problems of other cultures, but definitely also of young people.
Well, thanks very much. And now I'm going to turn things back over to our district governor for District 6330, David Elliott. David?
Thank you, Jim. And again, I just want to thank Holger for coming in. I know it's almost 7 o'clock in Germany right now in the evening, but when I met Holger in the International Assembly, I knew that if there was an opportunity that I could have the genuine man come to our meeting and just do what he just did, tell us exactly from the heart what Rotary means, and he did it again. So Holger, thank you. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
And all the rest that presented today, so proud of our Rotaractors up in Markdale. So proud of the new Global Passport. And Valarie, as Dawn said, so proud to have you as our director. Just such a beautiful story, and one that I'm really glad you shared, because sometimes those stories aren't easy to tell over the internet. And you told it well, and with, again, the heart that we know that you and Mark have for Rotary. So appreciate that. So, you liking this? I think it's going to be around for a few months. When I go for walks, I think about this kind of meeting style, and I think about how we can increase it and improve on it. So because of Susan McDonald, we have past RI President Barry Rassin. He's going to be joining us on August 31st at noon again. And the importance of that day is 3 years ago on that day, Hurricane Duran hit his country, hit his home country. And he wants to talk about what happened. He wants to talk about how the foundation was able to support their country rebuilding, and it continues to support their rebuilding efforts. As well as we're going to have a few pieces like we had today, where we're going to mix membership and mix foundation and mix Rotaract and Youth Exchange in this meeting style. So if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you've got ways that you think we can improve it, send me some emails, but you got to realize that as of July 1, my email box gets rather full fast because of being a district governor. But I love the comments. I love to hear what's going on. Again, thank you all for joining us. We did go over 200 people because I know there was people sharing the screen. That was fabulous. So again, thank you all. Have a great day. I said we'd be done at 1 o'clock, and look forward to seeing everybody on August 31st.
Bye, everybody.